Thank you, everyone, for holding. We are now joined by head coach Bob Marlin of Louisiana Lafayette. If you have a question for Coach Marlin, please press *1 on your telephones at this time. Again, that's *1 to get in the queue to ask questions for head coach Bob Marlin of Louisiana Lafayette. The Raging Cajuns prepare to host Texas State and UT Arlington this weekend. Coach, before we get to questions, please give me your thoughts on the season so far and the expectations for the rest of the way.
Well, first of all, I'm glad we're not heading out. We've been on the road quite a bit with 5 of our first 6 conference games being on the road, and then coming back home and having 2 games this week, the first 2 of a 5-game homestand. We like the way that we've played recently, starting to shoot the ball a little bit better. We're still at the bottom of the conference in three-point shooting. Last year we were first in three-point shooting with basically the same team members, so we knew it was a matter of time before we'd start making some shots. It's cost us some games earlier in the season, but we are starting to shoot a little bit better. Our defense has been better in conference play as well, and Sean Long's been a constant. He's had a good senior year. He's been very consistent in the post, shooting the ball, scoring the ball, becoming the leading rebounder in conference history, and just in Saturday's game was one of 6 players in school history and conference history to score 2,000 points. So very proud of Sean. He's put in a lot of work, and he's accomplished a lot during his career here, but he's focused on winning and getting the NCAA tournament. We're excited about the games that we have, again, upcoming. We have been able to hang in the race a little bit by being a little bit better defensively. As I mentioned earlier, we've rebounded the ball all year, and we've taken pretty good care of the basketball. So if we can start making shots from the perimeter, then we'll have a chance to continue to be at the top of the league standings.
Thank you very much, Coach. As a reminder to our members of the media, please press *1 at this time to get in the queue to ask questions for head coach Bob Marlin of Louisiana Lafayette. Coach, before we get to questions, I just want to ask you mentioned in your opening statement about Sean Long's achievements this season, becoming the career leader in rebounds in the Sun Belt Conference. Those accolades, I mean, what stands out to you the most about those accolades, just becoming the leader in Sun Belt Conference history with rebounds?
Well, we were in the league at the time, and Augustine Rubit from South Alabama is the one that broke the record around Christmas time his senior year, if I remember correctly. And to do that, I was telling Sean, it's quite an accomplishment. And Sean was probably the second best rebounder in the league at the time. They were right there head to head, but he learned a lot from watching Rubit. And we told him that if he would offensive rebound like Rubit did, that he would have a chance to, be up there at the top one day. And just the ability to go focus and rebound every night, to get double-doubles. He's so consistent with his scoring and rebounding. And to break the Rubit's record, early in January, it's the same thing that he did it mid-season. And Augustine Rubit actually texted Sean and sent him some congratulations, and they've been in contact since that's happened. And that's nice to see, passing the baton on to a younger player and a future player. And I think Sean will put this rebounding record, to be honest, Randy, where it'll never be reached.
And one question about your offense this year, leading the conference, one of the top scoring teams in the nation. For outsiders that are looking at your team, what can you single out as the most effective part of your offensive unit?
Well, we've been fortunate to score a lot of points the last few years and be at the top of the Sun Belt in scoring. We play a fast-paced style, and we like to get up and down the floor. We've had good guard play and guys that make good decisions with the ball. And we also have good shooters. And like we said earlier, we're starting to shoot the ball better, which it couldn't come at a better time now that we're settling into conference play. But just sharing the ball has energy. Our guys make the extra pass, and we have different guys step up and drive the bus on different occasions and score points for us. The other night, Casey Shepard had a career high 27 against South Alabama. Sean had a pretty good game, and then Sean had 11 and 5 in that game. It was one of his lowest outputs of the year. And if you look at the stat sheet, you think we probably don't win, but Casey has 27, Hayward Register had 13. They shot over 50% from three for the second game in a row. And then on Saturday night, Bryce Washington stepped up and had 13 first-half points. Jay Hedgeman had 10 in the first half. But different guys step up and share the scoring load, which makes it pretty hard for people to scout us because we have different guys that can score the basketball and help us get to 80 points.
What has this four-game winning streak done for your team right now?
It's given us a lot of confidence, and we've been very positive throughout this whole time. We played an extremely difficult schedule early, as we talked about. 5 of our 6 conference games to start the season were on the road, and then we turned around and we had 10 of our first 15 games were on the road, and we played against a group of teams that at one time were, I think, 61-6 on their home court, the teams that we had lost to. So just trying to stay positive and build, and knew that we had a home streak in us if we could get back home. And we went to Georgia last week and played extremely well, won 2 games, and beat Georgia State at their place pretty convincingly, and I think that gave us some confidence, shooting the ball as well as in our overall play.
And finally, Coach, one of the questions that's been asked throughout the teleconference is about just the kind of the league, how it plays out so far. Based on the preseason poll, there's a lot of changes going on with how the standings look right now. I mean, has it surprised you at all at how the league looks now compared to what it might have looked like before conference play started?
Not necessarily with me, Randy. I picked Little Rock high in the standings. I know Chris Beard's an outstanding coach, and Steve Shields left him some good players there, and he added a couple more good ones, and they've really done a good job coaching those guys. Higgins is playing at a high level, so knew that they would be good. And then Scott Cross took his team on a foreign trip this summer, had a good group back, that they play well together as a team, and I knew that they would be up and high in the standings also. So the 2 non-football schools have really done well, and then the rest of it shapes up pretty much the way I thought it would. Again, we were picked first, but no one had the schedule that we had in the league, and having to play 4 games on the road 2 times is a pretty tough challenge for us. But we're going to hang in there and keep trying to win each night and get ready for the conference tournament.
All right, Coach, looks like that's all the questions we have for you today. We appreciate your time.
Thanks, Randy.